Hello everyone, I am the Azur Sage Tarot, and today's reading, as you may see from the title of the video, is going to be about what messages is meant to find you. So what your spirit's guide want to tell you at this moment. This is a timeless reading, so whenever it finds you, it is meant for you. We've got 3 groups to choose from today. The first group is the I'm a clarinet captain sticker. It really makes me laugh. I've had that when I went to an Harmony festival actually, and I kept it since then. We have Hermione's wand from Harry Potter. So it's a gorgeous wand with like those vines growing from the base to the top of the wand. Really beautiful wand for group 2. And for group 3, we've got this beautiful, gorgeous fan. So this is for group 3. So I'm going to go ahead and start with number 1. So take some time to think about your reading, and I'm going to think about your group, what object calls out to you the most, and I'm going to see you in your reading. Bye! So hello group 1, if you choose the I'm a clarinet captain sticker, this is going to be your reading about what messages are meant to find you. So maybe some of you are musicians to have chosen this pile, maybe not. I know I am a musician. I'm actually a clarinetist myself, so I hope you're doing well, and we're going to see what messages are meant to find you, group 1. So I'm going to start by pulling some cards from the Clow card deck. So please, spirits, for group 1, what do they need to know right now? What do they need to hear? What do you want to tell group 1 right now? Okay, so it came out actually really fast. First card we have the wood. Don't worry, I'm going to explain those meanings for you after I presented them to you. So this is the letter that came in the second position. We have the earthy. We have the power. And it came out with the shield. It came out with the shield. And at the bottom of the deck, you've got the dark. And I kind of want to leave the deck like this because we've got the watery too, and I think, or rather I feel, it's going to be relevant for me and for you in a few minutes. So group 1, I think what you need to hear right now, and I'm going to be blunt in this reading, sorry, I'm moving, I'm just trying to get more comfortable. So I'm going to be blunt, and I'm going to think there is some self-limiting beliefs that are at stakes with you right now, group 1. I think you've got a really, really, really strong... Oh, I heard a strong personality, but I don't think that's for a lot of you. Take it if it resonates. Actually, with what I've got, I think, like cards, I think you're quite the contrary. You're maybe a little more discreet or more of an introverted person, but still you have a really solid foundation. But what's strange is that, you know, we've got the dark, which talks about introversion, keeping yourself, like keeping secrets, or keeping things to yourself, like not necessarily because you want to hide from people, but just because you're more in a self-love kind of energy, like I'm taking care of myself, kind of energy. And we've got the Little, which talks about regression, lack of progress, feeling inadequate. So it talks about also things that aren't as important, or small details that can make a difference at the end of like the day. But the two combined really tells me that probably you're more in an introverted phase right now. Maybe you feel more isolated from people for some of you. It doesn't have to be for all of you, but definitely you're more focused on yourself than on others. And I think you're really trying to get your foundations going with the Earthy. I think you really, you're trying to stay grounded. You're trying to solidify what you already have, and to be able to grow your relationships and grow your projects from a nice place. So what's kind of interesting though is that you've got the Power, and the Power is kind of blocked by the shields. So it's like maybe you're really in a productive energy right now. Maybe you felt like you've been hurt in the past, so you're trying to protect yourself. But what you need to know right now is that maybe it's the time to put down the shields and really shine and use the strength you have acquired right now, to really be able to push forward with all your resources, the resources that you have acquired, or go in pursuit of resources. I think that, we're going to clarify with tarot, don't worry about that, but I think, it feels like, I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like you've been protecting your energy, but still trying to make like preparations. Or maybe spirits are trying to tell you right now that it's okay to need this safety. It's okay to protect yourself. It's okay to be to have a minimum of kind of boundaries, to protect your wonderful self, but to not overprotect yourself, because it could limit your own power. It could limit your ability to manifest. It could limit, yourself. That's why I with this pairing of cards, I really thought about or felt, I heard actually self-limiting beliefs. So that's why I was blunt, and I was right off the bat trying to tell you there is maybe something with self-limiting beliefs, especially with the Little. That isn't a card that talks about confidence. It's actually the opposite. Making yourself little, making yourself not known from the people, or staying, like I said with the dark, staying in the dark. But I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I think you're doing it because we have the watery, and because we have the earthy and the woods. I think you needed to do that. I think you needed to retreat and maybe take some time for yourself to heal. But I think what your spirits and the universe is trying to tell you is that you've done some healing right now, and you'll need to prepare to get out of it and really seize the day, and carpe diem, to go for your projects, go and meet some people, and go and make some new friends, or go out with your actual friends. it's really straightforward. It's really straightforward and simple, but it's kind of really complex at the same time. It really feels like you really, yeah, definitely. You needed some time alone, you needed to retreat and get into the shadow, and maybe for some of you, you did some shadow work, because you really needed to, like, work on yourself, to work on your own resources, your own soil, if that makes sense, to be able to grow with the wood, to be able to grow those relationships later. But I think spirits are trying to tell you that, be careful not to, like, land in self-limiting beliefs, and yeah, that maybe right now you're more limiting yourself than doing any good. Maybe for some of you, you're getting comfortable with that new, kind of isolated, and I'm saying that lightly, but maybe for some of you, you're kind of getting comfortable with being like the hermits, like staying away from people and doing your own thing by yourself, and feeling yourself and trying to love yourself, and doing things for yourself, by yourself, because you love them. And it's really good. It's a nice form of self-love, actually, but there's an imbalance here, I feel. So we're going to clarify by using the Final Fantasy VII Tarot deck. But yeah, the main message, the general idea is like, you've done well to take some time for yourself, or maybe you should take more time. If you're telling me, like, if you're thinking, oh, Sage, I'm not isolating myself, well, maybe you have some people that are taking some energy from you, and that you should be more conservative of your energy. But I feel for a majority of you, you already are doing that. You're already protecting yourself. But maybe you need to go out from that comfort you've created for yourself, and try new things, and be ready to get out there. And I'm not talking about, that's way too many. Okay, they wanted it here. Okay. But what was I saying? I lost my train of thoughts. I've been interrupted by spirits. But yeah, I think you understand, for the majority of you, I think you understand what I mean when I say that you needed some time out, you've taken that time out, and now maybe it's the time to, because I don't feel like you want to be, like, I don't know what I'm going to, okay, they spin it, they don't want to, it doesn't want to spin, I don't know, they told me spin, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. It felt for me, it felt upright, but I saw it in the reverse, and so they kind of told me spin it, and I was like, spin? Okay, sorry. Oh yeah, I'm going to show them to you since I stopped. The first card that fell out was the King of Cups, upright, and we also have the Empress, upright, coming out. So definitely you've gained some kind of emotional maturity, and that corroborates with the Watery that talks about emotional depths. And it's not a gender specific reading. So we've got the King here of Cups that talks about someone that is able to be diplomatic and really compassionate, and has a lot of emotional maturity. He knows how he feels. He knows what to do with his feelings, and how to see the messages in them, and how to act according to them, while respecting the feelings of other people. And we've got the Empress here, which is really abundant, represents abundance, independence, fertility, kind of being in your power and creativity. So yeah, really for your projects and all. So I think you've been working hard on yourself in the shadow. Like in the shadow, you've been working out hard, really hard, and you've healed a bunch. So with all that emotional maturity, you're going to be able to really invest in connections and relationships and grow your grow different spheres of your life. I mean, especially with the Empress and the King of Cups. You know, you've got the passion and you've got the fertility going on here, and the emotional maturity. So you've got the water and you've got the nice soil to make your wood, your forest grow, if that makes sense. And I think what spirits are trying to say is that it's time. If you have a project, group one, that you've been thinking about, something that you really wanted to do, it doesn't have to be like something big, but something that you really wanted to do and invest some time and energy in, but you were like, oh, I don't have the energy right now to do that because I need to heal or whatever. I think spirits and the universe are trying to tell you that it's time for you to take actions towards that project or that thing you really desire to do, following your heart, because right now you know what's best for you, you know what your heart desires, with the King of Cups being here upright. Especially with the dark is a card that talks about being in tune with your intuition and feelings and mental body too, but with the watery coming out and the King of Cups coming out, I'm pretty sure it's about what you feel and what you desire, what your heart desires, to be precise. And the Empress tells me that you've gained a lot of maturity, but like, yeah, you've got a lot of, you've grown a lot, if that makes sense, and you've acquired the resources, not necessarily money, but like it could be money or stability of some kind to pursue that project, or even it could be time. Maybe you've got more time than you realize, and you could spend some time and invest some time in some spheres or some project or some connections. For some of you, maybe you wanted to, I heard a band, maybe you wanted to start a band, or maybe you wanted to join a band, or maybe you wanted to join an orchestra of some kind of a music group, a club, maybe it could be sports too. So something that you would want to do and that you would invest in, but I really feel with the wood that it may involve more than one person. I feel like it's time for you to get out and maybe try the thing that you really want to do, that will, for most of you, I think, will involve other people. So, as I said, going into a band, going into a club, starting to play a sport. It could be a lot of things that involve people in some kind of way. And I think, like, spirits are trying to tell you that it could be a really nice idea, a really good idea for you to go forward right now, that you have what it takes to go forward. So we've got next the Ten of Swords in the reverse coming out. So it's in the reverse. So there was hurt in the past. Yeah, at the bottom of the deck, the Six of Swords. So upright. I'm going to show it to you maybe a little longer. But yeah. So with the Ten of Swords in the reverse coming on the little and the earthy, I think that there was a pain, there was maybe a betrayal in the past, there was something that hurt you, or a loss of some kind, something that hurt you. It could have been quite anything. You could have lost someone dear to you. My condolence, my sympathies for you. I'm really sorry if that's the case. Or maybe something ended, a connection ended. It could have been like a wide variety. I'm not able to speak. I'm not able to say the word. I'm not able to say I'm not able to say it. Sorry, I'm not able to say a word. And sometimes it happens to me. I'm really sorry, group 2. It happens to me sometimes, but you know what I mean. Like, it could be multiple circumstances for you, group 2. But it's something that left you hurt in some way or in a bad emotional state. But it's in the past right now because the Ten of Swords is in the reverse. So it's in the past and you've been working on it and you've been trying to heal and you've been trying to move on and you've been working hard by yourself to master, master yourself. And yeah, you've been moving on from that. So... But again, spirits are telling me, because it's in the reverse, yes, it make you feel less. Maybe for some of you it made you feel less, or maybe it made you feel unworthy, and you are worthy, group 1. I called you group 2. I'm sorry I called you group 2. But earlier, I mean. But group 1, I'm really sorry if that's the case, but you are enough. And like, I think you know that now. With the Empress coming out, I think you know now that you've got that worth, you've got that thing going on. It's just that spirits are like, okay, now you've healed most of it. You've come a long way. You're emotionally mature. You're the Empress, you're fertile, you're attractive. Maybe now is the time to get out of your bubble, get out of your comfort zone, and try this thing you wanted to try, or go after this thing. For some of you, it could be a relationship, or it could be getting out there and trying to, like, date around, or just, like, it could be about, trying to make some relationships, and that you've been hurt from a past relationship and you don't think you are up to, or you don't think you are able to see people right now or to date right now. You don't think it's time, but I think it's your sign from spirits to say, no, you're ready. You won't be healed completely. Like, you shouldn't wait to be healed absolutely completely before trying to date, because healing is non-linear and we'll always be healing, like from the moment we are born to the end. We have things happening in our lives and we need to deal with them, and we grow from them, we learn from them, and that's the only thing you can do. Learn from the past, learn from that. And like, if you know what you still need to work on, well, that's really good. It doesn't have to be done. If you know that, you'll be able to be careful about it, and you'll be able to communicate about it with the person you speak or date, It doesn't have to be, though. It doesn't have to be about dating. But there's something about meeting new people, and doing something you wanted to do. So maybe you're going to meet people by doing something you want to do, and you're going to meet a love interest, or maybe you just started recently going out, doing XYZ activity, and you're meeting new people there because it's new for you, and maybe there is someone that will be interested by you because you are the Empress. You are really, really attractive right now. So what does group 1 has to hear or has to know right now, spirits? I think the limiting belief that you have right now with the Six of Wands in reverse is that you're scared you've not healed enough. You're scared you don't have the strength to go like to start all over. That's what I heard. Like, I don't have the strength to start it all over. I don't have the strength to go through that again. So maybe that's the limiting beliefs. That's what's blocking you, actually, because you have the strength, you have the power, but you're trying to protect yourself because you're scared that things aren't going to be successful. You're scared things are going to repeat themselves and that you're going to end up hurt again, you know? So that's why you're like, I need to be completely healed before I do anything. I need to wait more before I need anything, or before I do anything, before I end up engaging myself in any kind of projects or relationships. With the woods and all the watery kind of feeling things I feel, I'm pretty sure for a lot of you it's about connection and try connections, relationships. It could be friendships, but for like a significant amount of you, I really think there is something about going out there, you know, and participating in social activities that will make you meet people, but maybe like you don't want to focus on dating right now. I think they're encouraging you to do what you want to do. So I take the example of like starting a band, for example, or joining a band. No, let's say starting like a sport, like you want to play hockey, for example. So you're applying and you're joining a hockey team, and you know those are all teammates, but you all don't know them, and you start doing your hockey routines and practices and matches because that's what you like to do, that's what you wanted to do, but it's a social activity, so you talk to new people, you see new people, and then maybe someone is going to be interested in you, and what the universe is trying to tell you right now is like, you have the right to invest yourself in those relationships. They're trying to tell you that you have the strength, you have done the work, and you don't have to be perfect, you know? You don't have to be perfect, because someone that would be completely healed from everything would be someone that is perfect in quotation marks. But you don't have to be perfect. There's someone that will be able to love you despite the work you still have to do. That's what love is about, you know? Someone that will love you and be okay with growing alongside you, growing with you and helping you grow, and like while you will be doing the same for them, you know? So you will be as a team, as a partnership, as a relationship, growing together as people, and healing together through the beautiful and wonderful journey that is life, if that makes sense. So yeah, pretty straightforward, I think. Yeah, so I think you've done it. I think, and if you've not done it yet, with the with the 9 of coins, I think group 1 that you've done it. You're kind of really, people, like, you walk around and people are looking at you and they're like, oh my, they have their stuff together. They have it. They are independent. They know what they're doing. They know what they want. They are emotionally mature. They are attractive. But you're still single for most of you. And I think you're in that energy of not wanting to invest in other relationships because you may be scared of, you know, being hurt again, or that the relationship or the project, it could be a project for some of you, you may fear it would fail. So yeah, I'm going to pick some cards from the Alchemy Flower Oracle now. to see if we don't have any advice for you, group 1. It's really a positive reading in such, because it just means that you've done the work, or you're doing the work, and spirits are just encouraging you to do what your heart desires. They're just encouraging you to go on with your life, and if some opportunities present themselves to you, don't block yourself. Allow things to happen for you, allow relationships to grow, and allow yourself to invest yourself emotionally in relationships. Because it's not big. I know when we're hurt, we don't want to be hurt again, but if you don't give a chance to anything, you won't be hurt again by others, but you'll be hurt again by yourself, group 1. You'll be let down by yourself. So for group 1, spirits, I would want to have some advice for group 1, spirits. They're telling me you've mainly summed it up. Like it has been made in a nutshell. Yeah, I'm not feeding any cards for you, I'm sorry. Maybe just one, so that we can at least finish on it. Please, spirits, at least one card of advice. There's certainly something I didn't see or say for group 1. Spirits, the card of advice for group 1. Please. Yeah. So the card we've got is satisfaction and bliss. So group 1, really just take your time and enjoy life. Really, that's what they want to do. You've done the work, and allow yourself to receive what the universe and the universe and what life has to offer to you, and also what others have to offer to you, like in terms of relationships, in terms of friendships, of partnerships, or like, for example, if you're in a team, that's some form of kind of partnerships, or with your colleagues at your work, so they want you to enjoy life and allow yourself to be receptive to what the universe is bringing you. Like, if new people are brought into your life, try to be receptive to them. Try not blocking them off because you're scared you will get hurt again, or if they are, like, if the universe or spirits are sending you new opportunities, try to accept or see those opportunities as such, and not just let them pass, because anyways they're going to come back to you, but you need to be accepting of them and see them and recognize them as opportunities to grow, opportunities to have fun, opportunities to learn new things, and not just as opportunities to lose something or fail, because it's not a failure. There are no relationships that are failures. It's not because it ends that it is a failure. Actually, it's quite the contrary. If it ends, it's because you need to learn, or you have lessons you need to learn from that, and you're going to learn from that relationship, and you're going to grow, and you're going to grow into what? That beautiful person that everyone sees and say, wow, they are moving on, they have their stuff together, and they know what they want, they know what their heart desires, they know how they feel, they are respectful, they are compassionate, and so attractive and abundant. I wish I could be like group 1, but if you have all that attractive energy, all that independence, but you do not allow yourself to invest any of it in anything, well, it won't serve you any good. So be receptive to satisfaction and bliss, group 1. I think that's all the messages I've got for you, so I think I'm going to leave it there, group 1. It's been a pleasure for me to read your cards. Thank you for watching. I hope something resonated. Again, it's a general reading. If something doesn't resonate, leave the rest behind. And yeah, I wish you a really nice day or night whenever you're watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye! Hello! So, for those of you who chose the wand from the Harry Potter movies, this is Hermione's wand. Beautiful. This is going to be your reading. I wonder, is Mr. Dragon, is he able to? Oh, I guess I'm going to put it, sorry about that, like this. Yay, we've got that. Okay, it won't roll all over the place while I'm recording this. So yeah, I hope you're doing well. This is for group 2. For, well, what messages are meant to find you? What do you need to hear right now? You can call that however you want. I'm going to get messages from your spirit guides and the universe for you as to what you need to know right now. And I'm going to go right off the bat with the Clow card deck. So, for group 2, what do they have to know right now, spirits? Change coming up. What do they have to know right now, spirits? What does group 2 have to know right now? What does group 2 have to know right now? What does group 2 have to know right now? So maybe there's going to be a change in your financial or like sphere, maybe a job, maybe a project. I don't know yet, but just from the cards that came out up until now, I'm going to take them all out and show them to you and tell you what they mean. So we've got, okay, I'm going to put it like this way. Oh my, okay. First card that came out was the change. So this card talks about powerful changes. It could be in relationships or partnerships of any kind, but it's powerful changes. It's not just, oh, I changed. It's not just, oh, I don't take one coffee anymore each morning. I take one tea each morning, like right now. That's not the kind of change this card means. It's like powerful and meaningful change in somebody's life. And then at the center of your reading, we have the earthy coming out, which is all about the material wealth and foundation, stability, longevity, honesty. There's also a motherly kind of nurturing vibe I'm getting from this card. Then we had the shadow, which is working from the shadows. It's disconnecting from people or like working from a distance or keeping things for yourself, being mysterious. We also have the create that came out, which is all about, it could be studies, all about paperwork, but also knowledge and creativity. So like, for example, writing a book, this is a book. So it could be about writing a book. It could be about any kind of creative project. It is about manifesting and creating the world you desire, the life you desire, the story you desire. It's about writing your own story. And it could also refer to studies. So, and then we also have the return. The return card, which is kind of linked to the past or having delays. Here I think it's about having delays more than anything, but it could talk about some things from the past having a significance or a significant impact in the now. So be careful about that. I'm not talking about like, it's not a love reading, so I'm not feeling like somebody from the past coming up. I'm just feeling maybe there are cycles or things, maybe the situation you are in now resembles a situation you were in the past. Or what I really do feel for most of you is that there is delay, like there is a delay, some kind of delay about a situation right now. And I was kind of surprised because like the two of okay, so for you I'm just a crazy man rambling, and it doesn't mean anything to you, but the hierarchy of this deck goes like this. Actually, at the bottom of your deck you had the dark, then the light, then the nothing. And basically this is the card, it's kind of a special card, but this is the card in my interpretation of the deck that I put above all others in the kind of classification of cards I do. You know how in a traditional tarot deck there are major arcanas and minor arcanas, and the minor arcanas are divided into four suits that represents an element each, like pentacles being earth, fire being wands, cups being water, and swords being hair. Well, this deck kind of does the same thing, even though it's not a tarot deck. So we've got the nothing that is on top of everything, then it splits, then the nothing splits into the dark and the light, then the light splits into the fiery and the earthy, while the dark splits into the windy and the watery. So what's really interesting is that you've kind of got the top three cards of the hierarchy of the Clow card deck. I'll put them this way. You've got the top three cards of the hierarchy of the deck at the bottom of your deck, which is really interesting. Never has it happened to me. So, what's happening with you, group 2? Major changes for sure. I don't know, a really meaningful phase of your life. You're really entering a chapter. I mean, it's a book, let's say that. I think you're entering a really meaningful chapter of your life. I think you're going to be the main character right now, like main character energy, and if you don't feel like it, you need to enter this kind of energy, group 2, because it's going to be impacting, like what's going to ensue is going to impact your whole world. I think it's a decision about how you approach your 3D world. So I don't think it's something particularly spiritual. I think it's something that will more so affect your way of living. So maybe for some of you, you're going to detach and leave a job and go for maybe a more creative kind of job, like pursuing a project, something that you always wanted to do from the past, that you kind of put back, like, always delaying it, always being like, oh no, I don't have the resources yet, oh no, I don't have the stability to do that yet, oh no, I can't do it yet. I think that maybe for some of you it's now is the time to make the changes and invest into that. Maybe like, I'm not a professional, you know, I'm not a professional, but maybe for some of you you're going to think about changing your word, like your work, changing jobs, or trying a new project, trying a new thing that is going to change the way you live. Maybe you're going to move somewhere else to do something, but it's something that you've been thinking about for a long time, I think. And for the dark and the light to be there, definitely the situation has both attributes, which means there are pros, there are cons. So you need to think about what you want, really want, before doing anything, because what you're going to choose is going to come with pros and cons. Whatever choice you make, I heard, whatever you do, nothing really matters. In the sense that you need to go within and choose from your heart, and choose from a place where you know you won't regret your choices, if that makes sense. But let's dive a little bit deeper, shall we? So I'm going to use the Final Fantasy VII Tarot Card Collection to clarify that. But yeah, definitely main energy, main character energy. There, it's kind of still a little bit similar to group 1's energy. Group 1 was all about allowing things to come into place, to come into them, and allowing themselves to invest, but it was more about relationships. It was more about something emotional, about connection and allowing people to know them truly. Whilst for you, it's more about a project, it's more about an endeavor, something you want to do, but like in the 3D. While for group 1, it was more emotional. So if you were drawn to group 1 too, and that you think your situation is more about emotional changes or blockages, maybe go see group 1. But for those of you definitely that it's about a project or something, stay tuned. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is going to be a lot of water and cups coming out, but let's see. So for group 2 spirits, what do they need to know right now? What does group 2 need to know right now? What do they need to know right now? What does group 2 need to know right now? What does group 2 need to know right now? What does group 2 need to know right now? Please, spirits, universe. What does group 2 need to know right now? Okay. So, we've got the Six of Wands upright. First, so success. First of all, they want it there. We have the Eight of Wands in the reverse, so kind of lack of communication, lack of opportunities, or things moving slowly. Then we have the Fool upright, so taking a leap of faith. What does group 2 need to know right now? What does group 2 need to know right now? What does group 2 need to know right now, spirits? Yeah, so definitely group 2, there has been some delays, and you've been delaying because you don't feel like you've got the 3D material kind of set to pursue what you want, and you've been stepping away from the edges, like you're near the edge of the precipice and you should be taking the leap of faith, but instead of doing that, you're kind of staying just a few steps away because you're like, oh, I don't think I'm ready, or I don't know if I have what it takes to go in that. I don't know if I've got the resources, if I have got the talent. And that's what's causing delays about that project. Because I think you could gain a lot of financial stability, a lot of material wealth from that project, but you don't feel like it will happen, or you don't feel like it's time, or you don't feel like you have the opportunities presenting themselves to you. But actually, what's going to change is once you're going to take action and change things, you are going to have success. You're going to achieve your goals, because we've got the Six of Wands upright, and it talks about social recognition. So maybe for some of you, I heard starting a TikTok. I don't know. I don't know if that's relevant for you. Maybe take what resonates. But maybe you wanted to start a TikTok account, and you're going to, if you're like really investing time and energy in it, you're going to be successful in it, and you're going to be recognized as as a good TikToker. You're going to have some followers and views, for example, but you need to for that you need to make the changes necessary to your attitude, or to the actions, or the energy you put into your projects. So what does group 2 need to know right now, spirits? What does group 2 need to know right now? What does group 2 need to know right now? Please, spirit, I want maybe one more card at least. One more card, please. What does group... Yes, thank you. I heard false narrative. Yeah, especially with the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords talks about self-sabotage. It talks about inner conflict. And that's about the creation. That's about the create. So that's about your creativity. Maybe you don't feel inspired right now, or maybe you're having a hard time finding what truly inspires you right now. So maybe that's why you're having delays in your financial kind of wealth. For some of you, maybe there are some delays about your payments of some kinds, of receiving money. You're maybe not having the same amount of money you've been used to. I think it applies for those of you that are already working as an entrepreneur, for example, and that feel kind of that it's hard to create content. For most of you, though, I think it's just saying that there are some kind of inner conflict and some kind of, about that project. It's like, oh, but I really want to do that, but at the same time, I don't know if I should. Is it really safe to do that? Oh, but so, it's kind of a head over heart situation right now. Maybe that's why we've got the light and the dark, is because there are some risks that are the cons, but at the same time, it's something that will really, really illuminate your life and really make you happy. But at the same time, you're not guaranteed to have a stable financial life by pursuing that. But at the same time, it will make you really, really happy, and the lifestyle would really go in according to what you desire to live. So yeah, I think it's basically like navigating that feeling of, should I do it or should I not, and what are the pros, what are the cons. And because let's be honest, we need money to live, because we are in a society that requires us to have an income to be able to pay the bills and to pay for food and everything. So maybe that's what scares you, and that's why the Eight of Wands is in the reverse under the Earthy. And that's what delays your decision on making the change and really taking the leap of faith. I think spirits right now are telling you that you should be taking a leap of faith. Like you can do it. Of course, I am not a professional financial advisor, so use your discernment. But I think for most of you, you should start at least with little steps. You don't have to start you don't have to quit your job and hope for the best and hope that you're going. For example, you start like you want to paint, for example. You don't have to quit your job and start painting and hoping for the best. You could start by doing one painting a month, for example. It could be a small painting, one painting a month, and starting like that, gaining experience, and seeing if you develop some kind of fellowship that wants to interact with your content, or that wants to buy your creations. And then if it kind of pick up, starting to see what you can do while keeping your job, while you're kind of cultivating your financial stability, trying to maybe put some money on the side too. And then when the time comes for you to flee the nest, to fly, to fly from your own wings, well, leave your job and start full-time painting, for example. I don't know if it makes sense, but again, I'm not a financial advisor, but it's just for those of you that sometimes we think that if we want to invest ourselves in a project, we want to invest ourselves fully at our 100%, and what happens is that we think we need to leave everything else behind and just do that one thing, when actually we don't. We can do more than one thing at once. It's just that while we're doing more than one thing, the progress and the productivity would be lower. But if it makes you happy, that's what counts. If it makes you happy to paint, well, paint. Find some time to paint and enjoy it and see if you really like it. And as I said, one painting a month, and then continue like that. And if you like it more, or if you like it, well, start trying to get some more time to paint, and paint two times a month. Well, not 2 times, but 2 paintings a month. Yeah, so a little step at a time, and do a little bit of that, because I guess that if you really want to do that, that creative thing, that creative project, it's because you really love doing that. Well, start doing it right now, a little bit at a time, one step at a time. And then when the time is right, you can leave your job if that's what you can and should and want to do, Then, another card we had, but it's the 7 of Wands in the reverse, and it's under the return that talks about the delays. So I think it talks about how you've thought about it, but you've not defended your position. Maybe there was some kind of adversities. Maybe there are people around you that aren't supportive of you, and so you're kind of, instead of staying your ground and being like, oh, I really want to do that and I'm going to do it, it's in the reverse. So people told you, yeah, but do you really want to do that? Do you know that it's going to be hard to live a life of that? And you were like, yeah, I know, but I would really want to do that, but I know I cannot because I won't have the financial stability to do it. That kind of stuff. And that's why it created kind of some delays about it. But, if you want to do something, you can do it, and you're not... You don't have to put your life to it. You know what I mean? Just do it because you have fun. And then if you can earn money and make a living out of it, well, make a living out of it. But start by just having fun and doing it in your spare time. So we're going to switch decks and go for the Alchemy Flower Oracle deck and see if I can get some more advice for you, Group 2. What advice do we have for Group 2, Spirits? What advice do you have for Group 2, Spirits? What advice do you have for Group 2? Yeah, so we've got Dream Messengers. So it's kind of, that's pay attention to your dreams and your daydreams. They will tell you a lot about what you really want to do and what you really desire. So if you catch yourself oftentimes daydreaming about writing a book, well, why don't you start writing? It could be like not even one page today, and then in 3 days you're going to complete that first page you've started, and then in 1 week or in 1 month you'll have maybe 20 pages done, and then I don't know, in 2 months you have been more productive in the second month, so you'll have like 70 pages of written, you know. So pay attention to your daydreams and your night dreams, because there are maybe messages about what your heart really desires and what you really want to do and the lifestyle you really want to live in. And also, like, follow your dreams. Like, it's cheesy, but that's it. Like, follow your dreams. And yeah, Group 2, I think that's where I'm going to leave your reading. I don't think I see any messages. No, they're saying it, that's all. So I don't hear any messages more for you. I hope something resonated. Remember, this is a general reading. Take what resonates and leave the rest behind. And yeah, thanks a lot for watching. If you watched all the way through, I wish you a really nice day or night whenever you're watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye! So hello Group 3, if you chose the fan, this beautiful fan and gorgeous fan, this is going to be your reading on what, now we can take that out, on what you need to know right now, what your spirit guides want to tell you, and we're going to jump right into it with cards of the Clow card deck. So, Spirits, I hope you're doing well. Spirits, what does Group 3 need to know right now? Spirits, what does Group 3 need to know right now? Spirits, what does Group 3 need to know right now? We've got the Thunder coming out first. Maybe a little bit of frustration or tension in some area of your life. We'll see. What does Group 3 needs to know right now? Spirits. What does Group 3 needs to know right now? We've got the dash. So things moving fast, being in the last 100 meters of a race. Needing to push forward. Last push. Final push. Something coming to you. We also have the Dream card. A lot about dreams right now, actually. A lot about what you really want to do, dreams, projects, life opportunities, about in the 3 groups, in different ways, but still. So the Dream. What does Group 3 needs to know? What does Group 3 needs to know? Okay, those two want to be together. And we have, literally, move with the flow. So, yeah, with the fly and the wave, literally moving with the flow, because the fly is about, is about freedom, breaking free from a cage. It also talks about moving, like actually moving and traveling. And the wave talks about going with the flow. It talks about changes that happens but that you cannot fight or that aren't in your control. Like you cannot control the waves, so you can try to fight it, but it's really easier to just go with the flow, go with the universe, like how the thing progresses. So literally moving with the flow when we talk about the wave. And I don't know why I was shuffling, but okay, because I was supposed to take the back of the deck. But we're going to just shuffle again. So what about group 3? What does group 3 needs to know? What does group 3 needs to know? They told me stop. Okay. So this is snow. Oh, snow. Sorry. Snow that came out. Interesting. So at the middle of the deck, you've got the dash, and your general energy is the snow. So for some of you, maybe you're frustrated because you can see your goal. You can see, you can see you're nearing the end of something, but you lack maybe some kind of resource or time, maybe, or energy to rush forward. It's like you need to rush forward because it's really, really, really the final dash. I heard it's the final countdown. Sorry. Unprofessional, but sorry. Okay, so yeah, so the dash is about the final steps, the final straight line to run and dash and to achieve something, or to finally complete a cycle, complete a project, acquire something. And the snow is often about needing to take care of yourself, needing to spend the minimum amount of energy, trying to not overgive, trying to be more centered into yourself and into your whole emotional body, because you're not really available right now. You should, like, it's about conserving your energy until the time is right. It's about staying alive and growing and healing until spring comes, when you can finally flourish. So it's like, conserve your energy, spend it all at once, because it's the last line. Yeah, like it's the last few meters until you complete something you want to achieve. And I think between those two cards, there is the thunder, which talks about frustration. So maybe for some of you, you're kind of frustrated because you're like, I really want to end it, but it doesn't end. Each time I think I'm grasping it, each time I think I'm finally done, there's something else I need to do, and it never ends, and I'm always running around. But I'm beginning to feel tired right now, because it never actually ends. I never actually achieve what I really want. There is always a step that I forget to plan about, but I really want to follow my dreams. I really want to live the life I want to live. And I think what you need to know right now is that it is accessible. It is totally accessible for you. The dream card is there, but maybe it's going to be really freeing if you don't, like, it will be really liberating and freeing for you to try to go more with the flow and move according to what happens, like flying instead of running, in the sense that flying, you kind of just, well, it's not as simple as that, but running and sprinting and dashing is really exhausting. You can do it, but not for a long period of time. When it comes to flying, there are some birds that can just, like, they just glide in the wind, and they take some ascending air currents with their wings that just make them rise, and they don't even need to really spend a lot of energy to fly. They just glide in the sky most of the time. And I think that's what they actually want you to do. They want you to surf the winds, to surf on the winds. They want you to glide instead of rushing. It's like flying is quick to, it's not dashing, but still it's quick, but it doesn't it's not necessary for you to spend as much energy when flying or gliding than dashing and sprinting. So I think what spirit guides wants you to know, and what the universe wants you to know, is that it's okay to feel exhausted if you're always dashing, but maybe you shouldn't be too quick on that. Maybe you shouldn't rush things, actually. Maybe you should think about conserving your energy, because good time takes things. Yes, good things take time. So since good things take time, your dreams are going to take some time. They are going to take a while. Oftentimes what we associate with dreams in the traditional tarot deck are cups, and cups talks about when we think about like, I just have the word time lapse, but not time lapse, but a time period. When we are talking about time periods, cups represent months. So, and dreams are also associated to water. So what I'm trying to say is that your dreams are going to take some time to accomplish and achieve. And if you're just trying to achieve them really, really, really fast, you're going to struggle against the wave, because you're going to try and go faster than the wave, or in an opposite direction of the wave. And it will be really, really more enjoyable for you if you just glide, if you just surf on the wave, if you just enjoy the process, actually, instead of focusing on achieving the goal and arriving at destination. Focus on the travel, focus on the journey, and enjoy the journey, and take time to smell the flowers, take time to enjoy the breeze, and just spread your wings and blossom into that dream that you want to accomplish. Blossom by doing the things to achieve your dream, if that makes sense. Blossom by blossom in every actions that you take to achieve your dreams or to go towards your dreams, instead of rushing them and doing okay, first thing first, I need to do that, and then I'm going to do that, and then I need to do that right now, and then I forgot I needed to do this too. I thought I would be able to achieve my dream by the end of the month, but I was foolish to think that I need another month to do it. And then it always repeats, and you're constantly dashing, and it's really discouraging because you're dashing and putting so much effort and energy, but you always end up with a delayed dream, a delaying of your achievement. And what spirits are trying to tell you right now is like, you need to conserve your energy a little bit more. Because otherwise you'll be frustrated. Otherwise you'll spend all that time frustrated and not really enjoying your dream, you know? So try to enjoy the process a little bit. But let's see what Tarot has to say to you. Well, to us. So, group 3. I want to know, spirits, can you show me for group 3 what they need to know right now? What does group 3 need to know right now, spirits? What does group 3 need to know right now, spirits? What? Oh, that's too many. Really too many. What does group 3 needs to know right now? Please. What does group 3 needs to know right now? That's too many. What does group 3 needs to know right now? What does group 3 needs to know right now? What does group 3 needs to know right now? Okay, so I'll start with those two first. We've got the 5 of coins that is in the reverse. And we also have the 3 of wands on the upright. So the 5 of coins is kind of in the reverse under the thunder that talks about like your frustration or like being tense or conflicted about something. And I think it's because you actually have the resources. Like 5 of coins upright is feeling not enough or feeling like you're out there in the cold, left out in the cold, I mean, or being injured or being in a financial pinch. But in the reverse, it's like it was the case, but now you are not in that situation anymore. So it's kind of like frustrating for you because you kind of have your 3D material stuff going on, and it's like your ducks are all lined up in a row and you're ready to take on like your project, you're ready to achieve your dreams, and you have the resources to do it, but you're frustrated because it still doesn't happen. You know what I mean? And then with the dash, we have the 3 of wands, and that's exactly what I was talking about. It's about, the 3 of wands is about patience. Your ships are coming, and you know your ships are coming, and you see them, and you're trying to run towards them, but it's the 3 of wands is really expensive. It's a really expensive energy. It's about waiting and expanding and learning before your ships arrive, and then when they arrive, we're at the 4 of wands, where we celebrate and we're marrying and having a good life and everything, you know, enjoying everything. And it's like you're dashing because you don't want to wait too long. You don't want to wait too long before enjoying your dreams or your dream life, you know. But the thing is that this is necessary. This waiting and expansion period is really necessary, and you cannot skip it. Even if you try to dash really fast, really hard, you won't be able to skip that expansion time. Why? Because it's necessary. Here, this guy is in training. It's a soldier in training. So he's not yet a soldier. He's training to become one. But he cannot skip the training, you know? And it's not because if he needs 1 year of training, well, you need to take 1 year of training before becoming a soldier. But you cannot put 1 year in 3 days. Even if you try to go as fast as you can, you cannot put 1 year in 3 days. Or not efficiently and proficiently speaking. It won't be adequate. You're going to unalive yourself to the task. So yeah, you cannot skip that kind of waiting, expanding time. And it's actually, I see the 3 of wands as a really positive card, because a really positive card, because actually it means that your shifts are happening, so your dreams are coming, and it means that you're just still learning, and you're just needing to enjoy the process and trying to learn new things. And you know, yeah, so at least it's a sign that you're on the right path, and that your dreams are coming for you, and that you're not doing anything wrong. It's just that it will take a little bit more time for you before you actually achieve your dream. So what can this... that's too much again. But I mean, okay, this is the only card that was flipped, so I'll take it. So we have the 8 of Coins under the dream. So exactly, you've been working so hard for it. And that's kind of the guarantee you're going to achieve your dreams, group 3. It's because you've been working so hard. You've been mastering your heart. You've been mastering your skills to achieve that kind of life you desire, that kind of project, that job you wanted, or that interview you wanted to go, or that place you wanted to travel to, or that home you wanted to build. Any kind of project, any kind of things you wanted or dreams you wanted to achieve, you've been working so hard to be able to achieve it. And that's what ensures that you're going to have and achieve this dream of yours, because you've been grounding yourself. You weren't just in your head about it, you were really working on it. And that's why you're frustrated, because you're like, I've been working so hard, and to have the financial and physical kind of right circumstances, to have my environment right, so that I could pursue my dreams, but it's still not enough. And spirits are here today to tell you that it's not because it's not enough, it's just because it's a necessary waiting time. It's a necessary expansion progress. It's essential for your dreams, actually. And you'll see it in hindsight, maybe not now, but you'll see it in hindsight. So again, confirmation that you will achieve what you desire, group 3. So it's just about being patient, but more so, not only about being patient, but more so about appreciating or finding ways to appreciate this waiting period. So what does group 3 needs to know? What does group 3 needs to know? What does group 3 needs to know? So yeah, it's the 2 of Coins coming up. So really, it's about balance. It's about finding the balance between taking action towards your dreams, working hard towards your dream, but also being able to lay back and enjoy life, enjoy the process, smell the flowers. So it's all about finding that stability, because if you don't, I will agree. I agree with you, group 3. If you don't do anything and just wait for it to happen, it won't happen. It won't happen. So that's why you've been working so hard, because you want it to happen. And you're like, if I work hard enough, and if I take everything, if I take every steps possible to make it happen, it will eventually happen. It will eventually happen. But you also need to take care of yourself. You need to not fall into a burnout state. You need to, you need to enjoy yourself in the process. If you don't enjoy yourself and you spend 3 months of your life hating your life because you're just trying to achieve your goal, well, it's kind of lame. Not lame of you. I'm not telling you are lame. It's just kind of dull. If according to me, it's like, yes, but your 3 months, you spent those 3 months frustrated, so, and not happy and not enjoying what you were doing. So it's kind of sad to me. So that's why they want you to have this balance between doing a lot to like taking a lot of actions towards your dreams and laying back and spreading your wings and enjoying the breeze, because flying, even though it doesn't take as much energy as sprinting, flying still goes into a direction. It still moves into a direction. Same thing for a wave. It still moves into a direction. It's not as fast. Those are maybe not as fast. Well, actually, in reality, they could be way faster. Than sprinting. If we take a wave and flying, especially if we're talking about like a plane, but in this metaphorical kind of interpretation, those are kind of two slower cards than the dash, because this is hair. Well, the fly is kind of quick, but it's kind of a freeing state, and it's not actually about the dash. The dash is like focuses especially about doing something quick, and the fly is more about freeing yourself. So the fly is, according to me, less quick than the dash. So for me, those two cards are not as quick as the dash, even though in reality a wave could be way faster than me than me sprinting, or some birds or some planes are going to go way faster than some human sprinting. But you know what I mean. It's like those two things still have a direction, even though in my interpretation those energies are less fast than the dash. So it's not because you're not taking as much action or not using as much energy that you're not going to end up at your destination. It's just the state in which you will arrive. So if you continue like that and you don't take care of yourself and you don't conserve your energy, well, you'll end up achieving your goal, but you'll be out of breath. You'll need to sleep, you'll need to take care of yourself, you need to rest, and you won't be able to enjoy the fact that you're finally there, that you're finally where you wanted to be in your life, and that you finally achieved what you wanted to achieve. You'll just be, oh, I'm exhausted, please let me rest. And if you just glide, you'll be like, oh, okay, it's a little longer, but I can see the shore, I can see the flowers under me. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm still going towards my dreams. And oh, I'm here. I'll land, and boop, I land, and I'm good, and I'm ready to enjoy my dream life now. I'm ready to enjoy what I achieved and what I worked so hard for, So yeah, that's about it for what I see with those cards. Let's go with the Flower Oracle. See if I can get a piece of advice for group 3, please, Spirits. Can I have a piece of advice for group 3, Spirits? Take care of yourself, please. Don't spend too much of your energy. Don't do like me and don't get burnt out. Yeah, definitely take some time. Take some time to heal. As simple as that. Take some time to heal, and for yourself, and be sure that you're top shape for at the top of your form to enjoy what you will be achieving, and the kind of life you will end up having once you achieve your goal. Yeah, because if if you're not able to enjoy it, well, you will have worked for nothing. So you need to achieve your goal and be able to to enjoy it. So you need to be ready for that. So yeah, well, it's pretty simple actually. Like, you've got your goal, you're doing the right thing, you're going forward, but just just ensure yourself that you're not spending all your energy before you can actually enjoy what you're doing, what you will achieve. And yeah, take some time to smell the flowers, take some time to enjoy yourself and feel yourself, and rest also. It doesn't have to happen tomorrow, even though I know we all want things to happen fast, and we all want things to be here now so that we can enjoy it now for a longer period of time. But that's not how life works. It makes us work for it, and it makes us grow for it and learn, and then we receive it, and then we are able to really enjoy it fully. So that's why the expansion time is really important, because you're learning things that will allow you to enjoy your achieved goal, your achieved dream fully. And yeah, I think that's all the messages I've got for you, group 3, and I'm going to leave it there. I hope something resonated. Of course, this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I wish you a really nice day or night whenever you're watching, and thank you for watching. And yeah, that's about it. I hope to see you again soon. Bye and take care.